48, 49, 50. Aw, nothing's happening. Hi, I'm Bruja from DoD Starbase, New Mexico, located on Kirtland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, and I'm experimenting with chemistry in my kitchen. Chemistry is the study of matter, anything that has mass and takes up space, the properties of matter, and the changes that can happen to matter. Mixing different kinds of matter together to create something totally new and different is my favorite kind of chemistry. Take this for example. I've been working all day on trying to make some brownies, but they aren't coming out right. I'm following the recipe. There's flour, eggs, cocoa. Oh, I think I see the problem. I forgot the baking powder. It was only 1/4 teaspoon. It doesn't seem like that small of an amount would make such a big difference, but it does. Baking powder has a chemical reaction when it encounters liquids. That chemical reaction produces a gas called carbon dioxide. The little bubbles of carbon dioxide are what make the brownies light and fluffy instead of heavy and flat. I'm not the only one who's interested in experimenting with chemistry. Have you ever heard of George Washington Carver? He was a famous agricultural chemist who changed the way Americans farmed in the South. He was born a slave around the time of the end of the Civil War and was always interested in education. He learned to read and write early and then went on to earn several degrees. Once he became interested in agricultural chemistry, he taught farmers and students how to think about soil chemistry. For many years, the South had been planted with cotton, which took out a lot of the nutrients from the soil. Carver promoted new crops like beans and peas and sweet potatoes and peanuts that would naturally bring back balance to the soil chemistry. The problem was that many farmers were not familiar with these types of crops, and neither were the people that they would need to buy them. So, Carver went into his laboratory and eventually created over 300 new uses for just the peanut alone, including things like medicine, food, and even paint. Chemistry is something you experiment with every day. You identify elements or compounds around you, and although you might not have the equipment at home to identify changes on a molecular level, you do have the ability to observe chemical reactions on a larger scale. How quickly does powdered chocolate dissolve in a big glass of milk? What happens if you use chocolate syrup instead? Have you ever tried to dissolve salt in a glass of water? Does it make a difference if the temperature of the water is raised or lowered? You can tell a lot about matter simply by observing properties and changes in properties. What happens when matter changes from one state, solid, liquid, or gas, to another? Solid H2O changes to liquid H2O when heat is applied. When enough heat is added, liquid H2O changes to gas H2O. Even though the outward appearance of the water changes, the molecular structure stays the same. There are so many different experiments that you can try at home to learn more about chemical elements and compounds around you. Wondering where to begin? Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter for more ideas, or grab an adult and try some experiments of your own. Never use a chemical that could cause harm to you or your environment. Share pictures or videos of your chemistry experiments using the hashtag AFRLNMSTEM101. I think I'll try remaking those brownies this afternoon. Whatever you try, Be safe. And remember, magic is just science that we don't understand yet. Let's figure it out.